Hi everybody, Mary here from A Recreated Life, and today's Frugal Tip of the Day is all about the pantry principle. Now you guys know my friend Amy Decision, who wrote the Tightwad Gazette years and years ago. This principle I got from her and I love it. I live by it and I think we all can, and we can certainly benefit by it. So the pantry principle, basically what it is, you guys, is that you kind of know how you and your family eat, and you kind of know the recipes that you use over and over and over again. We really don't have that many of them. So by knowing that, you guys, we know the ingredients that we're going to need for those recipes that we like and use and make all the time. So the idea behind the pantry principle is you keep your pantry stocked with all those items that you know you're going to use in your family's favorite recipes. You know, it's basically, the basic idea of it is that you stock your pantry with those foods that are going to make those recipes that you like at the lowest possible prices you can get them at. The goal at that point of grocery shopping is to replenish your pantry. So you're always, supplying your pantry rather than planning meals individually, like saying this week I'm going to make tacos and chicken and steak. You just basically say, well, this week I need to get some flour, some salt, and some chicken or whatever. You know what you're running low on in your pantry. And so what you do is you go through your weekly flyers. Now, in the book, Amy Decision's book, this was back in the 80s. They didn't have computers back then. And they used to go through she said they weekly, her and her husband would go through the grocery store flyers. And we can still do that because the grocery stores still do print those paper flyers. And so we can go through those flyers every week and find the items that you know you need have in your pantry, and you know when they're going to be at the absolute lowest price that you can get them. So Amy Decision always went through the paper sales flyers that she gets for her grocery stores. This was way back when, but nowadays we have apps and so on and so forth that we can get for our phones that we can compare grocery store sale flyers. And I did find a few of them. I went online and did a little bit of research. There are apps you can get for your phone to compare grocery store sale flyers. It might save a little bit of time. The one I thought looked most interesting was called Flip, F-L-I-P-P. There was another one. I've got a few more. Basket, Grocery King, Grocery Pal, Instacart, and My Grocery Deals. That's just a few of them, guys. And another way of doing that is to keep a price book. She does talk a lot about a price book, but most people know kind of what they pay for items that they eat all the time. So anyway, when you go through the flyers and you find an item that you keep in your pantry and it's at the lowest price possible, go inventory your pantry and decide on how much you're going to buy of that item. Like, say for instance, it's going to be, pasta. Let's use pasta as an example. And you know that you can buy, pasta for 89 cents a box at its lowest price. And so it comes on sale, 89 cents a box. And so you say, well, okay, so it's probably going to go on sale again in another 6 or 8 weeks. So how much do we need to get by in 6 or 8 weeks? And you decide it's going to be 10 boxes. So you go to the grocery store, you buy 10 boxes of pasta at 89 cents a piece, and you have them in your pantry. And as time goes on, you just go in your pantry using up that pasta, and you've bought it at its lowest possible price. And then again, when it comes back around to the sale price of 89 cents, you do it again. So that's kind of basically the principle of it. So you're basically looking at your pantry and looking at the sale flyers on a weekly basis to see, is it at its lowest price and how much do we need? Now, a part of that is you always are trying to not run out of an item. But if you do miscalculate and you do run out of an item before it comes at its very, very lowest price, nothing should compel you to buy it at a higher price. You should hold out and don't make recipes with whatever that item is until you can get that item at its lowest price again. Which, you know what, if you've got your pantry stocked well, and then that should be easy enough to do. And so this is all about stocking your pantry. It doesn't say anything about fresh vegetables and fruits. And so if you want to buy fresh vegetables and fruit, you guys, yes, of course, you'll have to go to the store and buy those every week. But You know, the way that the pantry principle is set up is that you have all your canned items and dried items and boxed items and things like that. And you know, don't think that big families are the only ones that can do this, because single people can do it. I do it all the time. You know, you just scale everything down to the way that you eat. Anybody can do this. And you know, I also think too, I mean, I make almost all of my stuff from scratch, but there are people who don't like to cook or don't want to cook or don't have time to cook. And even if you're not a from scratch cooker and you know you're going to buy like Hamburger Helper, or you're going to buy, cake mixes and things like that, well, those go through a sales cycle too. So just scan your flyers, and when those things go on a great sale, then buy them at their lowest price. And another thing to mention is that you guys, we all pretty much know that like baking supplies have great sales on them around the holiday time. So stock up on your supplies at that time. You know, buy a 25-pound bag of flour in November, because you know you're going to use it throughout not only the holiday season, but you know you're going to use it for months after that. And I always keep mine in the freezer so that it will stay fresh for months. And turkeys, that's another thing. I'm notorious for, I always buy a couple or 3 turkeys. I'm only a single person, but I'll buy 2 or 3 turkeys at Christmas time or Thanksgiving time, because I've got a freezer. I bought a freezer big enough to do, I'm able to do all that stuff. So anyway, just a couple other things is that by doing this, you guys, you never have to plan your meals in advance. Like, a lot of people will plan their meals a week in advance, or some people do once a month cooking. You don't have to plan your meals in advance. I've done videos before on Amy Decision from the Tightwad Gazette, but I also like to plan my meals a day ahead, just 24 hours ahead. To me, it helps me to waste less food, because I can use what's in the refrigerator. Oh geez, that's getting kind of old, I gotta plan a meal with that, and I'll use it up. So it saves you from having to plan meals well in advance. You always have your supplies in your pantry. You always have your food on hand at the lowest possible price. And there's no running to the store for last minute items or things that you forgot. You didn't forget anything. It's all in your pantry. So you guys, I hope this helps. This is one I really love, and I've lived by it, and I've done videos on it before. So you guys know I really do stick to this. I think it's a huge when it comes to saving money on food. All right, you guys, I hope this helps. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.